Hey guys, Big Rat 310s here again with another set of all sides of the wrestling world. Before we get any questions, I don't know, this may or may not be a factor. If you look at the time, it's above 15 minutes. Mark P recently made a video, and he said in the video that if you go to upload, it says congratulations, your account is now enabled for uploads longer than 15 minutes. Mine says the same thing. And he said that he tested it by just uploading random videos, and he realized he could upload videos up to 40 minutes in length. So I'm gonna go as long as I'm gonna go as long as I can here. I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna rush everything into 15 minutes. I don't know how long the video will be. If it's extremely long, I'm sorry. It's not expected. I just have a lot of shows to cover, and I'm just trying to test out the new time limit. So, hey, I don't have a partnership yet. I actually applied in November. And on my old account, because I can't apply under this account for various reasons that I will get to another day. So I applied on my old account, and I linked it to this account, and I got rejected. And then as soon as they rejected the application, they let me apply under this account. So I did. But then I got a community guidelines strike on my account for a promotional thing that YouTube was doing, where if you typed in GIF in front of YouTube, you saw a cool website. And I typed it into one of the videos, and the guy who saw it marked it as spam. And apparently I didn't know that when you mark a comment as spam, it's an account strike. This one goes away in 6 months. It's not permanent. I'm not going to fight it because technically I did do it, although I didn't view that comment as spamful. But he did. So what am I going to do? But that was after I applied, and they haven't rejected me yet. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's get into the review. Lots of stuff to cover today. First of all, I'm going to cover what people like the most, what, as Next Big Thing likes to call them, the draw of my recent review videos. I'm going to review WCW pay-per-view because I know you guys like that. I'm going to review what, in my opinion, is the greatest WCW pay-per-view of all time. Now, I haven't seen every single one. I haven't even seen close to a tenth of all the WCW pay-per-views. But many people will say that this is the best United States pay-per-view ever created. I disagree. I do like WrestleMania 17 better than this. I do think this is better than Death for Dishonor and Man Up, if those count. But this is not the best American pay-per-view, in my opinion. But this is still an incredible show. So let's get started. Remember, I saw the show in early August, so cut me some slack here. The Brian Pillman Bill Irwin match, I remember being extremely short, but really fun for the short time it went. I remember I'm not trying to grade on a curve here, even though I kind of am. All the stuff was in the 80s, so, to get this match quality from the 80s is pretty freaking ridiculous. But anyways, let's move on. Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey, I didn't see that full match. I only saw the clip version, but from what I saw, it was decent. The King of the Hill 2-ring battle royal, this was good. I like this. This was fun. A lot better than the one they did at Starrcade. What was that called? Battle Bowl. I hated that. I really didn't like that concept at all. I think it's the same concept here, but it's a little different, and I think it worked. I did enjoy it. It was fun to watch. Maybe it was the crowd. I don't know, but it worked better here. Now let's get to the really good stuff. The Tuxedo Match. Jim Cornette versus Paulie Dangerously. I remember this. I forget what it was. I can't remember if it was the Manager's DVD, or there was one DVD where they really highlighted this feud by showing its best promos, and it was some really good stuff. Jim Cornette really was a god on the mic. He always has, when I was will be. And Paul Heyman, that's who Paulie Dangerously is, if you don't know, also was very good as well. They were both managers of opposing tag teams. I forget who Paulie was managing. Don't slit my throat. God, I should know this too. And now Next Big Thing is going to criticize me for not studying up on the business. I don't know who it was. Jim Cornette was the Midnight Express. Fuck. I can't believe I don't know this. All right, whatever. But they had a match. It was a tuxedo match. It was a big draw at the time. And it was really, really... Well, I don't mean the entire crowd came to see this match. But this was a pretty big feud. And this was a very fun match. I really enjoyed it. Cornette actually sold. They actually played it off like a real match. And it was a lot of fun to watch. I really did enjoy it. And, I can't really give it a rating, so I'm just going to say great stuff. The Steiner brothers versus Mike Rotunda and Kevin Sullivan in a Texas Tornado Deathmatch. Also fun match. Really, really enjoyed this. Had a lot of fun with it. And, the original Midnight Express. No shit. That's who Paulie was the manager of. Anyways, Then, so I really did enjoy this match. It was a fun tennis tornado death match, but let's move on to the good stuff. Sting, Great Muta. I've heard people say this is their best match. I've heard other people say there's other matches they've had that's better. I don't know. I haven't seen all the matches, but this was really, really good. I just thought it was a little too short. I thought it could have gone a little longer. But I did really, really, really enjoy this match. And Lex Luger, Ricky Steamboat, I thought was a tad bit better. I really like, I mean, maybe not, maybe everybody won't be a fan of the ending, but Ricky Steamboat in 89 was just like the man. He was in the prime of his career in 89, and this shows exactly why the guy was so amazing. And I really do love, he is one of my favorite wrestlers from that period. I'm kind of upset I don't have his DVD, actually, thinking on it. But anyways, this was a great match for the 80s. I really did like it. But let's get to the really incredible stuff. The War Games match I loved. I love this match. The Road Warriors, Midnight Express, and Dr. Death versus the Freebirds, the Samoan, Swat team, Jimmy Garvin. You see, this War Games match isn't filled with all-star studded talent, but it was still an incredible match because that's how awesome the War Games concept was. You didn't have to have the best talent, and you could still put on amazing matches. And this was an awesome match. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I really loved the War Games. It wasn't as good as the War Games match I saw in Wrestle War 91, and I've heard the one in Wrestle War 92 is possibly one of the best North American matches in history. But I still did love this match. I had a lot of fun with it, and second best match of the night in my opinion. And we got Ric Flair, Terry Funk. This is one of the most underrated matches of the 80s. A lot of people remember their I Quit match, which I do think is awesome, but that match doesn't really stand the test of time. Like, you view that match nowadays, like, I don't mean to be an ass, but like, compared to today's standards, we've seen more brutal I Quit matches. Well, maybe we've seen two. Maybe we've seen Aries Jacobs and John Cena JBL, I guess. Those were the two that I thought were really great. I'm not saying those matches were better than Flair Funk. I didn't think they were. I'm just saying, like, the brutality, while it might have been innovative and something new back then, it doesn't compare to today. But however, the promos building to that match, that feud, and like I said, the intensity for its time was just amazing in that match. But this match, no one talks about. This is a match that a few months earlier. I've actually heard some people say that this match is the better match. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the I Quit match again. But I thought this match was awesome. I really loved it. I first saw it on Ric Flair's DVD back in 2008, his second DVD. But I didn't really give it a star rating. After rewatching it, it is really an amazing match. I do love the aftermath, actually, with Sting and Muta coming in. And that was great. I love that. And this further along the feud had great intensity with it. I love the finish to the actual match. Everything about this match was just awesome, which proved what no matter how old Terry Funk was, he could still deliver when it mattered. He did it in the 90s, he did it in the 80s, even though he was past his prime already. And this was an awesome match. So yeah, this pay-per-view was amazing. I'd give this a 9.75 out of 10. You have 3 great matches, 1 really good match, and a few other great stuff on here. I so badly want to give this a 10, but I just can't. I don't know why. Maybe if I saw this in 89, I would give this a 10, but in 2010, I just can't give this a 10. I said the word 10 too many times. 10, 10, 10. All right, moving on. This was an awesome pay-per-view, though. I definitely recommend finding it if you can. I have the tape. I got the tape for like $9 on eBay. So yeah, I definitely recommend pursuing that show, because that show is a show that all pro wrestling fans of today's era must watch. So yeah, that was a great pay-per-view. Now let's get to the current stuff. All right, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ring of Honor Allied Forces. This is the most recent release from Ring of Honor, and I do think this show is pretty good. A lot better than I thought it'd be. I remember one guy who like wrote a live review for the Wrestling Observer. He made the show out to be like one of the worst Ring of Honor shows in a while. He said it was very disappointing, nothing of studded caliber besides the main event. Not a noteworthy dating show, a weak dating show, one of the weakest dating shows. I was like, wow, this show might not be that good. And then I got the DVD and I was pleasantly surprised. I actually like it when someone sends in a bad report, because then I go in with low expectations and they're heavily raised. Maybe that's why I enjoyed the show a lot, even though I only gave it a 7.5. A lot of stuff to love about this show. Mark Briscoe, Mike Mondo, I thought was a decent opener. Again, Ring of Honor needs to put better openers. They had the talent to do it. I just think this needed a little more time to officially be considered a good or enjoyable opener. But I did really love it. I still did really like this match. Mike Mondo is really underrated. I really hope he becomes a part of the Ring of Honor roster soon, because I want to see more of him. Daizee Haze versus Lady JoJo. Lady JoJo, Sojourner Bolt from TNA. Hated this match. I hated this match. I don't know if she is Sojourner Bolt. She looks a lot like her, just a little bigger than she was in TNA. She probably is her. I don't care. I don't care enough to look it up. I really did not like this match at all. This is one of the worst Ring of Honor matches of the year, in my opinion. Probably the second worst. I really did think that Delirious Austin Aries Lumberjack match was terrible. I hated that match. In my opinion, that's the worst Ring of Honor match of the year. I mean, maybe this was a little bit of a worse match, but that match just happened like it was the main event of the TV show, had a little more importance. So yeah, that match is probably my worst Ring of Honor match of the year, but still, this is close. I really hated this match. We're very boring. I didn't like it at all. The botches everywhere. This reminded me of a lot of nowadays TNA matches. That's how bad it was. Andy Ridge versus Colt Cabana in the first trial series. Andy Ridge is good. I've been scouting this guy for a while. Because in 2009, I used to watch every single Ring of Honor pre-show match to check out the Wrestling Academy, their talent. No one else did. I was the only one. Like, you go back to my 2009 Ring of Honor reviews, you'll see, like, pre-show match, something, 2 stars. Ridge was in a lot of those, and he really did impress me. And this was a good match. Colt Cabana was hilarious. This was one of the funniest Colt Cabana matches I've seen all year. He was so funny. He was treating Ridge like a bitch, and then when Ridge finally slapped him right across the face, then Colt started to get serious, but then he calmed down again, and then Ridge kicked him right across the face, and then the match was on. Really good stuff. Maybe it wasn't a 3-star match, but because of all the comedy, I really think it added to the match and made the match a good match. Steiner Carino versus Riley and Cole. I also really, really like this match. A little long. This thing went like 20 minutes, but it was still really, really fun. Davey Richards was watching at ringside to Kyle O'Reilly, another guy. I said in May of 2009 that Kyle O'Reilly was going to be great one day, and no one knew who the hell he was. And now I think he's really starting to make that impression because based on the HDNet TV tapes report, like he made a really great impression there. So they had a really fun match here. Adam Cole I really like as well. Again, turn off the commentary. Turn off the commentary for the Cabana match or else you won't hear most of Cabana's comments. And turn it off for this match too because Steiner and Carino have so many... It's just an amazing tag team. They like comment on each other's moves during the match. They comment to the fans. Really, you have to turn off the commentary. And there's no disrespect to Ring of Honor commentary. It's kind of lost a lot better in the past year, but you have to turn it off to hear the good stuff. Homicide Kenny King, I thought was good, not great. Homicide's recent indie. Every time I see Homicide in an indie show, I get excited. And most of the time, by the end of it, I'm a little suppressed. Maybe because I've always been a huge fan of Homicide for many years. I really liked his match with Necro Butcher. I thought that was Necro Butcher's best match of the year. But this was just good. This wasn't that great. Not a lot of heat, and I don't know. This could have been a lot better. For Homicide's debut return match to Ring of Honor, you could have done better. Jay Briscoe, Rhett Titus, I thought was the best match of Rhett Titus' singles career. I thought this was really, really good. I almost gave this 3 3/4. That's how good I thought it was. So much fun, so much fast-paced action. Rhett Titus played a good heel. Jay Briscoe played a good face. They had a lot of nice spots. It was a really, really, really enjoyable match. You can really see how far Rhett Titus has progressed over the years. I gave that match 3.5 stars. The second best match on the show, in my opinion. The main event was Kings of Wrestling versus Davey and Daniels. I thought this was great, but I thought it could have been better. I don't know. Maybe my expectations were a little too high. Christopher Daniels stuff was good, not great as usual, but the Davey stuff was pretty great. I don't know what it is, man. I thought this match when it was first announced, I thought it would be like one of those classic Ring of Honor matches on a bad show. Like maybe although I haven't seen the match yet. Like Kenta and Davey Richards versus Aries and Strong, where that match really didn't have a lot of not a lot of meaning to it, I guess, for the future. But that's one of those the tag match that stands out on that show, and that's why you have to buy that show. This match really wasn't like that. It was a great match though, I will admit. I did really like it, but it wasn't the classic I thought it was. I gave the whole show a 7.5. I thought the main event was great. I thought the Jay Briscoe Red Titus match was really good. Oh, Ricky Reyes Metal Master. Oh, I hate it. I didn't like that match either. 2.5 stars. Second worst match on the show. Definitely a really good show here. The DVD overall as a whole, you have the Joe Punk trilogy on here, which I think is a must-have for every wrestling fan. This is the greatest trilogy of this past decade. And let me think. Kenta Marufuji. No, this is better in my opinion. But, I would definitely recommend checking out this trilogy of matches. All 3 of these matches are sold out on ringofhonorwrestling.com. Joe Punk 2, in my opinion, is the best match in Ring of Honor history. So, the only reason why, for Fade to Black, where I gave the overall rating a 9, this time I'm splitting it. I'm giving a show rating and a DVD rating because, if you've already seen all the Joe Punk matches, then this DVD is not a 9 out of 10 for you. This DVD, you're buying the DVD for the show. You don't care about the Joe Punk matches if you already own them on DVD. So taking that into consideration, I realize now why people do split the 2 ratings instead of just grading an overall 9.25 for the DVD. If you haven't seen the Joe Punk matches, you have to buy this DVD now because those matches are must-see for all Ring of Honor fans. So Allied Forces, a really good show, I thought. A lot better than I thought it would be. A lot of reports made this out to be a really bad show. So I'm really glad. I enjoyed myself. There were a lot of good matches on here, a great main event, a really good Red Titus match. So a lot of stuff to like. And it was very easy to sit through. I sat through it in one sitting. So definitely pick up Allied Forces. Next we got Curse of Gorilla Island. I'm selling this on eBay actually. Click the link below to purchase from me for eBay. Another really good show. Not that great though. I don't know what it was. I mean, a lot of the matches didn't have a lot of meaning to it. It just felt kind of repetitive in my opinion. Like I'm typing up the like if you notice, like most of the matches I type up usually have a title to them. This did not. This just had like, you know, a bunch of matches and then World Heavyweight title match at the end. I don't know. I mean, it is a fairly important show. You get a new PWG World Champion. You get the debut of the Taylor Boys, who I think are going to be a big deal in PWG in a few months. But besides that, like, it was just a random show. It was just like a random indie show. It felt like I was watching the same match over and over again. In Evolve, that's different because that's part of the gimmick with the sport. Like, it doesn't really work in PWG. I was kind of like, you know, a lot of the matches weren't really notable. I liked Chuck Taylor Good Time. I thought it was good. Briscoe's Color Rose I thought was a lot of fun. Romero Taylor I thought was good. The Cancelary match I thought was all right. Brian Cage Taylor match I thought was all right. Generico Ricochet I thought was really good, but I didn't think it was great. I don't know why. They had the spots. It was exactly like I thought it would be. They gave it time. I wasn't really marking out. I was just like looking at the spots going, all right. I did mark out at one spot at the very end where Ricochet does a cartwheel into a Dragon Rana. That was insane. I yelled at the top of my lungs at 3 a.m. when I saw that spot. But then the finish happened immediately after that. So like, you know, I guess the match peaked, I would say, at that point, and then it didn't keep going, which is good. But the match just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I didn't like it that. I loved it. It was a really, really good match of the night. It just wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be. Claudio versus Hero versus Gatson versus Ryan. Really good main event. Way too short. Why was this shit 10 minutes? I don't get it. This is the main event for the world title. Why does PWG do this? I don't understand. This DVD was only an hour and 58 minutes long. I specifically say that because it was not a 2-hour DVD. It was an hour and 58 minutes long. You really couldn't have gone 2.5 hours here. I mean, I know night one was too long, and they probably got a lot of complaints about that. I thought this DVD release was way too short. You could have given this match easily 10 more minutes, and it would have been amazing. It would have been one of the best four-ways of the year. But no, you only gave it 10, and while it was still really good, I mean, that's all it was, really. I give the whole show a 7.25. It was fun, fairly notable. It was very fun, very easy to sit through. I don't know, like, some of the matches didn't really have a lot of meaning to them. But like I said, big, very important show, I would say, because Claudio, the Taylor boys, for the history, I think this is a pretty important show to get. Just like how Holy Diver Down debuted the Dynasty. I don't know if the Taylor boys are going to be as big as the Dynasty was, but like this will be that show they look back on. That was when they debuted. Because I do think they are going to be a big deal in PWG. Just wait, you me. And Claudio winning was a big deal too. So yeah, that's why fairly important show. Also, the show is only $15, so that's why I do kind of recommend it. I'm not going to hire the rating because the quality of the show is the quality of the show. But like for a $20 DVD, I would set my recommendation bar at $80. For here, for $15, I can easily lower it to 7.5, 7.25. I really enjoyed it, and I'm selling it for $11. So yeah, go purchase it for me if you want to give PWG a chance. You'll really enjoy it. A lot of people enjoyed the show more than I did. A lot of people thought it was a really, really, really good show. So yeah, Chris Real Island, good stuff. Next we get Evolve 5, Danielson versus Sawa. In my opinion, this was the second worst Evolve show. I would say it was worse than Evolve 1 only because Evolve 1, in my opinion, had a better main event. And Evolve 1 was pretty important in setting up all the records and introducing the gimmick and introducing the concept and the wrestlers. This probably had more good matches than Evolve 1 did, but I think Evolve 1 was more of an important show than this one was. That's why I place it below Evolve 1. But this was still a really, really good show. I really enjoyed it. Taylor Quackenbush, a little too short, but still liked it. At first, I hated it when I read the reports. Chuck Taylor lost? What the fuck? But then the way they explain it, the way they're making it into a storyline, how he has all the potential to be an amazing wrestler, but he keeps running his mouth. He keeps like doing all this and that, and it's fucking him up. The way Bryan Danielson gave him the speech, they are making it work. They are making it a good storyline, and they are making him little by little making him into the true heel of Evolve. So I really do like it, and especially if you know the history and how Chuck Taylor came into Evolve, it all works for me. So I'm not as mad with it. Like the next two matches, the tag match and Jimmy Jacobs Cole, I thought were all right. Nothing matches. Callahan, Drake Younger was really good. Drake Younger and Sammy Callahan has made a huge impression on me. I used to hate the guy. It's gotten a lot better. Six-way was ridiculous amounts of fun. Oh my God, was this so much fun. Gargano, Allen, Grand Akuma, Moxie, Frightmare, who I'm so glad to see Evolve, and Rich Swann. Really, really enjoyed that match. Evolve should do more of those six-way matches. It gives you an excuse to showcase more of your talent. Not everybody takes a loss. I love that rule in Evolve. You only get a loss in multiple man matches if you get pinned. And like Like 4 of these guys, nothing. It didn't affect their records at all. So it's a great way to showcase your talent without having them taking a loss in the process. So I really like this concept of a match in Evolve. The women's match, I liked it more than most, but it still wasn't good. I don't know what it is with Kong. She's really been lazy. Sean Duggar, Sean Emerald Flosion made a good point. Like, she really, I don't know what it is. She's just not like, I don't know. I was pissed that these indie companies are not giving these women matches time. Ring of Honor, Chikara, they're not giving them time, but they're giving them like 7 to 8 minutes, 9 minutes, not enough to truly like show why women are amazing. Evolve kind of gave them 9 to 10, but like the match still wasn't that good. Like this match, like when this match ended, I didn't think to myself, you know what, that really could have gone longer. Like I was thinking with Kong Del Rey from Salvation. When this match ended, I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm kind of glad it ended because it wasn't that good. If this went long, this would have been not a bad match. So I don't know what it is with Kong. She really has not been delivering on the indie scene as of late. I don't know what it is. We'll see. Maybe we'll see later. Kyle O'Reilly, Ricochet, that was a really fun match. Really enjoyed it. Not much to say there. Bryan Danielson, Sawa, I thought was a great match. I think people really are underrating this match besides Sanders. I think you really need to understand with the Evolve concept in mind, and they try to make it look like a shoot match, except it wasn't really a shoot match, but it was good. It worked off that way. Very unique main event. I really did love it. The time didn't bother me at all. I know it bothered a lot of people. It didn't bother me. And in fact, I think it made sense because when they're trying to portray the match as a stiff, like intense physical wrestling match, you really can't have a match like that go 25 minutes because it's not believable. These guys would definitely pass out or get fucked up before that time eclipse. I think for a match like this, it makes sense to keep them short. So you realize, they went balls to the wall and they really couldn't go much longer. That's why I think TJP Munenori Sawa from Evolve 1 worked. And I think it worked here too, and they had great chemistry, and I really enjoyed it. It was a very different type of match. So maybe I can understand, it wasn't your usual pro wrestling match. I can understand people not thinking it was great, but I just loved every minute of it. I thought definitely it was a great match. Didn't think it was better than Danielson Fish, but I still loved it. I give the show 7.5. There's a lot of good matches on here. The main event was great. The show was also easy to sit through. The show's only 2 hours long, but this time it worked. So yeah, I really enjoyed this show of all 5. A lot of people say that all the matches were repeated, but in Evolve it's a little different. The way the gimmick is constructed, I don't have time. I technically have all the time in the world, but I don't want to waste time here. So yeah, Evolve 5. I really enjoyed the show. I would recommend getting the DVD here because the DVD is only $15. And finally, we have CCW live in Germany. Yes, a CCW show. Adam Cole said on Wrestling Observer Radio. It wasn't on the radio. It was like on Dr. Keith's show on Wrestling Observer's website. That his match on the show was his favorite match of his career. And I'd never given CCW a chance, so I bought the show in Smart Mark Video's Black Friday sale, and I wanted to give a look at it. I want to say I was thoroughly impressed by CCW's performance. I would say Allied Forces was the best show of these 4, but I would say this is a second, if not third, because they're all around the same rating. All the matches were good. I don't want to go too much in depth into each matches because I don't know a lot of the wrestlers here. There were a lot of wrestlers here. That was my first time seeing them, so I can't really judge. But Rich Swann, Drew Gulak, all right match. I know Rich Swann. A little too short, but I liked it. Jonathan Gresham, Greg Exlet. I liked that one too. That one was like 5 minutes. Devin Moore versus Black Cheese Sabian. I do know who Sabian is. I didn't know who Devin Moore was. This was my first time seeing him. He's pretty good. He's pretty athletic. I enjoyed the match too. That was a good match. Now we get to the first of 3 gimmick matches on the show. DJ Hyde, Bad Bones. I know who DJ Hyde is. I had no idea who Bad Bones was. He was a guy for WXW apparently. This was a street fight. Fun street fight. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. Masada versus Sami Callihan. Again, my first time seeing Masada. Sami Callihan, again, really impressed me in this match. Really fun match. I really enjoyed it. Drake Younger in a cage. This was just a brutal match. A little too short, and I don't know. I don't know the feud here. That's why I don't want to comment on it. But it seemed like they were doing a lot for just a basic match. I don't know. Maybe there was more feud behind it that I'm not aware of. They were doing a lot. And for such a short amount of time, I didn't really think it was worth it doing all that stuff. But hey, I'm not going to judge here. And the main event I thought was really, really good. Actually, I really like Danny Havoc. He really impressed me. He can do more than just death matches. The concept of CZW is really good. I mean, people view that this is just a pure deathmatch wrestling. No, that couldn't be further from the truth. There was 3 matches on here that were street fights, quote unquote. And really, because I think CCW has no rules. I'm not sure. Someone correct me on that. So it's kind of like ECW in a way where the matches had no rules, except they don't fully take advantage of that. They have wrestling matches and then they have their street fights because that's part of the gimmick. There's no rules. So I really did like that aspect of it, and I thought that it belonged in the CCW World Title match and the Germany Street Fight. Did it belong in the Drake Younger match? Maybe not. But again, I don't want to judge because I don't know much about Nick Gage. The Adam Cole match was good, but definitely not. I've seen way better Adam Cole matches, whether it be his match with Kyle O'Reilly from Young Lions Cup Night 2, which I thought was better, the 4-way from Enter the Dragon, which I thought was better, and some of his tag matches that I also thought were just as good, if not better than this. Maybe it's his best singles match. I'm not sure. Well, actually, the Kyle O'Reilly match was better. But this was really good, but kind of disappointing, when he said, this is the best this is my favorite match of my life, I figured, holy shit, this must be awesome. Nah, not really. It was really short. It was only 12 minutes. And he admits it. He said, yeah, it was kind of short, but I still loved it. I still thought it was really good. It was the second best match of the night, in my opinion. I gave the show 7.5. I really enjoyed it. It was really easy to sit through. I really liked a different change of pace. It was not all deathmatch wrestling, and the deathmatch wrestling was not death matches. Maybe Drake Younger, Nick Gage, I can see that kind of getting the deathmatch stereotype. Because they did do, like I said, they did a lot for a 10-minute match. But DJ Hyde Bad Bones was your basic, brawling around the arena, hitting someone with a chair. Although DJ Hyde did bleed a lot, but it didn't factor in that much. And Moxley Havoc, they used a few tables. Havoc did a dive off a bar. That was about the worst. And they did a powerbomb into a few chairs. That was about it. It wasn't like total blood death match stuff. So yeah, I think CCW gets a bad rap, and I really did enjoy the show. I do want to buy an all deathmatch show. Like I believe the show after this was Tournament of Death 9 or 10. I do want to buy that because I do want to I want to see how I'll judge a deathmatch show. But yeah, I did really like the show. Another 7.5 show. And again, I think this was $15. I'm not sure. It might have or might have not been. If you want to give CCW a chance, I don't know if this is the show to do it because I don't know if this is how all the shows are. That's why I need to order a full deathmatch show. But yeah, definitely a good show though. Can't deny that. The YouShoot with Bob Holly and Sean Waltman. YouShoot with Bob Holly, I thought was pretty good. Bob Holly comes out kind of a whiner in this match. I bought it because if you've seen the trailer for this, everyone rags on him, completely rags on him, and I wanted to see him completely say fuck you to the fans. He doesn't really do that. He kind of just makes excuses, and he kind of says, oh, these guys, they don't know what they're talking about because they're not a part of the business. He has that mentality where if you're not a part of the business, you'll never know any full story ever. And I just got to disagree with that completely. I mean, we have press. The business has its right to be reported on. And for him to say that the Wrestling Observer doesn't get all its shit right because it's not a part of they're not actually a part of the business. They're not actually a part of the matches. I just don't agree with that. I do think there's a way to report on full stories and getting the full information from a situation, even if we weren't a part of it. Or how the hell does that work in anything? In politics, in football, how do we find any controversial stories? And apparently, all of them are misunderstandings? So all of your incidents, Holly, on why people backlash against you for your shit with Matt Capitelli, your shit with Rene Dupree, your shit with freaking Anderson, with Mordecai, all these stories, these vendettas that the internet has against you, all of them are misunderstandings on your behalf. I don't believe that. But and Bob is a nice guy. From he comes off like a guy that he does get a lot of shit. He is one of the most hated men in wrestling, so it kind of is a little. People are a little too harsh on him. I can understand that, but I thought he was making a lot of excuses throughout the shoot. That's why I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have. But it was still pretty good, I guess. I kind of enjoyed it. Probably the worst YouShoot I've seen. Actually, second worst, but I still liked it. YouShoot with Sean Waltman, I thought was great. This, in my opinion, is the second best, if not the best one I've seen. Sean Waltman really comes off like a good guy. When you leave the YouShoot, you really like Sean Waltman because he's brutally honest. He doesn't lie about anything. He doesn't make excuses. He takes up his own mistakes. When it comes to the suicide, he didn't go around it. He admitted he did it. He explained why. His attempted suicide. When it comes to the drugs, he admits it. He's brutally honest. I really love it. This is the type of guy I wanted to do shoot interviews. You want to get that. You watch shoot interviews to get the full story, and Sean Waltman gives you the full story, and he understands. Even sympathize. People's comments on Michaels and Triple H. You'll say, hey, I don't have a problem with Sean and Triple H. Those guys are my best friends. But hey, I can totally understand how people don't like him. People don't like either of them. He really does come off like a cool type of guy. I love this shoot interview so much. I really enjoyed it. Good job. Sean Waltman, if you're ever watching my videos, which I doubt, you did a great job, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. This is one of the best shoots I've seen. It's also really funny. A lot of funny stuff in here. Like I said, he tells the truth. That's really what you want. You want someone who's honest and like doesn't lie about anything. And you kind of feel for Sean Waltman by the end of it. You feel the problems that he's gone through. So yeah, I kind of wish it was a little longer actually. But yeah, so definitely hope you guys enjoyed this 30-minute video. I know it's going to piss off a lot of people. I'm sorry. I just want to test out the new time limit. It's like 4 in the morning. I'm really tired. So I just wanted to like calm down, take my time with everything. But one last time, Allied Forces. If you haven't seen the Joe Punk matches, this is a must-buy. Really good show. PWG, The Curse of Gorilla Island. Really good show. Really enjoyed it. Well, pretty good show, I guess. Of all 5, really, really good. Definitely, I recommend picking this up to give Evolve a shot. CZW, again, if you want to give CZW a chance, this is probably a good start. YouShoot with Bob Holly, it's still good. Although I was a little upset that Bob Holly kind of was making excuses, butting around the truth. It still was a good shoot. And Sean Waltman, like I said, he comes off like such a likable guy in this thing. Great shoot interview. So yeah, happy birthday 10. I don't know if this is going to upload or not. I guess we'll wait and see. I'm out, guys. See ya. Oh, and buy Chris Grill Island down there. Please. Please, support me on eBay, guys. Thank you. Peace. Oh, and WCW Great American Bash 1989. Awesome show. Now I'm out. Peace.